Hi guys. First off, the video title is like misleading. Yes, my life has gotten, some things do suck about transitioning. Like, let's be real. It's not an easy life. Overall, my life has improved since I've come out and transitioned. I feel like I see it said like all the time on, if you spend time in trans spaces where you'll see people say, oh, this person sure does complain a lot for somebody who claims to be so happy. And like, I know that like I tend to complain a lot in my posts about certain things, but it's like, this is still an improvement from where I was, 15 years ago. Like, I was in such a bad place when I was younger. Just had like a really, really strong desire to be female. Like, I remember having a computer when I was like, I wouldn't have even been 10 years old yet. And I typed up this thing about how I wished so bad that I could be a female, and that like it would be like I was born that way and nobody ever knew that I was a male, because like I didn't want, when I was that young, that was before the internet, because I'm pretty old, so I didn't have a word for it, you know what I mean? And I didn't have a way to express it or talk about it or anything. So like back then I just knew it as like I wanted to be a female very, very badly, and like I really couldn't explain it. I would occasionally have dreams around that age where like I would dream that my genitalia changed into the opposite genitalia, and like I would wake up and I would reach down and I would be really sad that like I still had the same parts. And this was all like I was pretty young, you know what I mean, but I was like still pretty aware of, the fact that I had these parts that I was like not comfortable with. And because I lived in the closet for almost 20 years without, and I was deathly afraid of somebody finding out that I was trans. I never planned to come out or tell anybody. I got really desperate at certain points in my life where I would want to, if I couldn't get a doctor to help me and I didn't want anybody to know anyways, like then I just wanted to do it myself. That led me to try to to do surgery on myself, like, and I did this when I was like 15 years old was the first time I did it. And apparently this is like a common thing for transgender children, like, is for them to like try to like to do something, to take things into their own hands if they can't get help. And I kept doing that up until I landed in the hospital. I landed in the mental health unit for trying to do, that's how I ended up getting set up with like a counselor and everything. It was right after my birthday. All that stuff is just gender dysphoria. And what is the treatment for gender dysphoria? The only treatment is, transition, cross-sex hormone therapy, changing your name, changing your pronouns, changing your clothing. That's what the treatment is. That's what makes you feel better. It's like no amount of talking to people is going to do anything for you. So like, this is the treatment. And the treatment is not perfect. It's flawed. I think pretty much every treatment is imperfect. Every type of medical treatment is got some kind of a side effect or flaw in some way. Nothing's perfect in the medical system. But here's the good thing about transitioning. I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to like, I used to like buy like all these clothes back when I lived with my mother. I would buy like tons of clothes and then I would hide them, and then like I would get like these really intense paranoid fears, like where like, what if I died tomorrow? Or my mother found all these clothes and she found out that I was like, she would think I was a weirdo or like some kind of a freak or something. Maybe I am. Say what you want. I don't really care. Honestly, I wouldn't make these videos if I did care. I don't have to throw those clothes away anymore. I was so paranoid that I would drive to the next town over and put them in a trash can in a car wash in the next town over, and I would bury it under other trash, is how paranoid I was that somebody would find out that I was trans. I was very, very, very in the closet for a very long time. And I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to hide my clothes. I don't have to hide who I am. I don't have to self-harm, because like, I get the changes I want with essentially chemicals, you know what I mean? Like, I do want to get the surgeries eventually, so I can just like be done with it, but like I don't have to worry about doing it to myself. So like, before I was on the spironolactone, which is like the testosterone blocker, I would feel like with the testosterone, like when I would feel it in my system, I would get to a point where I would feel compelled to do something about it, and I would want these things off of my body. No more testosterone. Like that's what it's like for me anyways as a trans person. And frankly, I'm thrilled to be going through like the second puberty and having the breast growth and all of that, and like finally getting to experience all this stuff even though it's later in life. I'm positively thrilled to be experiencing this stuff finally. That said, not everything is great. I mean, I used to have tons of friends, and in my real life, I don't have any friends anymore. They're all gone. They just disappeared. I did an injection this morning in my leg, and the needles are this long. And I have to stick that all the way into my thigh, and sometimes it bruises all the way up inside my thigh, so it hurts to walk a little bit on my left side. I could complain about that. It kind of sucks. You know what I mean? I'm on my progesterone right now, and so this is like my PMS week, so I'm extra emotional, my boobs hurt, and it makes me way more tired, and it kind of sucks. So like, I mean, these are things that suck about it. You know, the biggest thing that sucks though, that I miss the most, honestly, was that the thing that I missed the most about pre-transition was being able to blend in. So like, that is one thing that I would imagine like most people take for granted, is that like when you go to a grocery store or whatever, like, I mean, granted, I know some people have anxiety or whatever, but like for the most part you blend in. Nobody is gonna look at you funny when you come out as trans and everybody finds out, like all of your friends and family, like you are marked, like, because now they tell everybody they know, and all of a sudden it's just like everybody knows, like all of a sudden it's all over Facebook, you know what I mean? Like if you have Facebook still, I don't use Facebook anymore, but all of a sudden it's all over Facebook, you know, and people are discussing you. People are debating your existence. 15 years into my transition, it's like I don't want to debate my existence anymore. It's like I am who I am. Take it or leave it. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a great day. I will see you in the next one. Peace.